Well, it's been a frustrating day for Mango passengers who've been stranded at airports countrywide. But the good news is that Mango says flights will resume tomorrow. That's after the airline reached an agreement with ACSA. Our reporter Heidi Giokos is at OR Tambo International Airport. She joins us now live. Heidi, you and I know when our flights are delayed, you go a bit mental waiting at the airport to hear what's happening. This happened to these passengers of Mango Airlines today. What are their concerns?
Yes, certainly, Shahan. I think the biggest issue here was the fact that passengers were left stranded. There was no communication from Mango as early as 6 o'clock when the first flight, or when the first check-in is supposed to happen. There was no communication as to what was going on. When we got here just after 9 o'clock, we saw hundreds of people standing around the Mango terminals, unsure of what's going on. Only 6 hours after, Shahan, we understand that Mango did send out a communication to say that flights have officially been cancelled. Initially, they were telling passengers that it was just a slight delay, but in actual fact, it was a suspension due to the fact that Mango had not paid ACSA money for parking fees, customer service fees, and other fees that had not been paid. And ACSA said you cannot take off or land at any ACSA airport. So, of course, this caused panic and pandemonium for many. Many were stranded here, unsure of what to do. And we got a chance to speak to some of those passengers. Let's have a listen.
It's a whole lot of stories in which we don't even understand. And now, even if we have to make other arrangements, what exactly is going to happen to our tickets? And how are we going to get the refunds? All those things, And, sometimes, normally when you have to choose to fly, you have the urgency of going for a meeting or going to do something, or definitely with the intentions of going and coming back, which we can't do right now.
I'm just very frustrated also because I don't know what to do now, because I haven't had anything from Mango and I don't know. It's only now that I realize that there's no one in the counter that will help and assist us here.
And nobody's communicated?
No one has communicated with us. So I had to be at PE this afternoon by 1 o'clock, so I don't know what I will do now.
A gentleman from upstairs in the Mango's offices who opened the door after I'd made a lot of noise, said he was coming down to address the people. We're still waiting. We were supposed to get our flight. The flight was due to leave at 8:40. Nobody from Mango, even from these offices here, has come down to explain to us what is going on. And I'm extremely frustrated, and I was very, very angry. I just cannot afford to book another airline. I cannot just lose the money that I've paid here. I'm placing a bit of faith in humanity, hoping that they'll come to the party and try to do something for us. Get us onto another airline, I don't know. But yes, I'm waiting patiently. Once it gets dark, I suppose I have to go home.
So, Heidi, what plan has actually been put in place to ensure that these passengers don't lose their money?
Well, Shahan, I'm going to be entirely honest. It seems as though there is no plan as to what exactly these passengers, how they will be reimbursed, what plan has been put in place. We do know that the ban has been lifted from ACSA for Mango to fly with immediate effect, but we have been in conversation with Mango with regards to what the plan is. Our flight's going to take off as early as tonight, given the ban has been lifted with immediate effect. But Mango has indicated to us that they're trying to get passengers who are flying to Durban to perhaps come back to the airport and take that flight. But we're not sure exactly if that's going to happen. As you can see behind me, it's still very quiet with regards to, there's no personnel, there's no staff that's been able to assist. But we do know that other airlines have managed to assist. Of course, passengers have to go back now and rebook on other airlines, and they still have not been reimbursed or given a voucher from Mango. But we do know Fly Safair as well as Comair, they've indicated that they've seen a massive uptick in demand, and they fortunately are able to assist, and they do have capacity to take on the extra passengers. We spoke to Fly Safair a little early on. Let's listen to what they had to say.
Fortunately, we seem to be able to accommodate most passengers, yes. I think if this had been just before the long weekend or the sort of pseudo-long weekend we saw just beforehand, that might have been a little bit more tricky. But at this stage, we are managing to accommodate most passengers, and hopefully we'll be able to over the next couple of days.
And some passengers have told us earlier on that flights seem to be quite expensive. Of course, there is a demand now to get onto the next available flight. In terms of your pricing, have you needed to adjust that, or can passengers feel safe that prices won't be too exorbitant now that they need to get onto a next flight?
Look, realistically, last-minute flights are always more expensive. I mean, we're what economists call price takers, so it's really a matter of supply and demand, and as you reach departure, that demand does go higher. So you're certainly not going to get the kinds of prices that you would if you'd book months and months in advance, but they're not unreasonable at all.